What's good, YouTube? This is Daniel, Veterans with Anxiety here. We're back with another interview today, guys. And today I actually have Carlos on here for an interview. And so, yeah, we're going to let him, share his story and everything like that. So before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, leave some comments down below, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and also hit that post notification bell so that way you get notified of every single video as soon as it drops. All right. So anyways, what's going on, Carlos? Thank you for taking your time to hop on here on this interview and everything like that. Why don't you go ahead and like I said, just start off with your name's Carlos, I know that, but go ahead and start off with like your age and what type of drugs are you either using or are you recovering from right now? Kind of give us a little breakdown of all that.
Sure. So thank you for having me, Daniel. Pleasure, bro. I've been watching your channel for a while, so it's been a great help to me and a privilege to finally know you, and um, maybe we'll be BFS one day. But
Yeah.
my name is Carlos. I'm 32. I live in Tampa, Florida. Um, so the drugs that I was using. Um, were normal prescribed opioids from the doctors.
Gotcha.
I had a very bad leg injury. I'm fully healed from that now, but that came in having taken because I was on pain medications for about a year, and that about does it. And from there, the doctor said no more. I had never experienced withdrawals before, so I remember the first day I didn't feel much withdrawal, but the second day I started feeling a lot of withdrawals. And I was
Right,
like,
right.
where am I going to get something to fix me? Like, I am completely useless right now. So, sure enough,
And did
I
you know
ran
why it
in.
was going on? Like, did you at that point did you know why? Like, did you have an idea of
I did.
like what it was or what?
I had an idea of what it was. I knew it was the pills, but I
Uh,
didn't know it would be so intense
I see.
because I was able to quit weed a bunch of times. And
Yeah.
the most that it gave me was insomnia for a couple days, and I was fine. But this was a completely different animal. Uh, I had gotten to the point where I was taking Oxy 10s every 4 hours, and when the doctor said no more, he didn't have a plan for me or nothing. I didn't know about Suboxone. I didn't know about treatments. They did not care. All they said was, no more. FDA is getting on us. No more. You're too young. No more.
That was the
And
reasoning. That just because of
that,
the FDA is cracking down and
yep.
that was
He told me
literally the reason.
that was literally the reason, and he told me straight up, no more. So then I got with a buddy of
Right.
mine or whatever. I was going through withdrawal, day two, and he was like, "Yo, you should try some of this stuff. It's called heroin." And I was like, "Man, I just heard so much about that growing up. Like, you know, little did I know one, uh, oxys are synthetic. Oxy is a synthetic heroin. So I tried it.
Pretty much.
Of course, I loved it. And that's where my addiction began.
Understood. I got you. Wow. And so once that began, what did that end up progressing into? Like did you end up getting into any type of more, harder stuff out there in Florida? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Fentanyl, that sort of thing, or
yes. So in the last 2 years here in Florida, so I'm about to be 7 months clean in 2 days.
understood.
Um,
Okay. Perfect.
but
That's what's up, bro.
the last
Congrats for
the
that.
last thank you, brother. But the last 2 years here in Florida, everything that's been around is not heroin anymore. It's all fentanyl.
Right, exactly. You're right.
It's
Yeah.
everything is either fentanyl, and they're even coming out with this new trank dope that it's a
Yep.
tranquilizer for animals, and it is killing people by the hundreds every single day.
Yeah, no, I've heard of that. I've already heard of that. That's called that xylazine, I believe it is. Yeah,
Xylazine, yeah.
and they're mixing it in. Yep,
Yeah.
sketchy, bro. Super crazy. Wow.
I mean,
And so,
I just feel Daniel sometimes like they're trying to get rid of some of the population by this, and they, I mean like the people really at the top who don't really give a crap about you, and I think what they want to do is we're just piggy experiments for them, you know.
right,
And it's sad,
right.
man, because we each have our own lives and we want to be happy and we want to do the best we can, and it's just a tragedy, man. It really is.
Very much so. I understand, dude, and I can agree with some of that. 100%. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I see it as well, and yeah,
yeah.
it's bad, bro. What did it? How? So okay. So how did you end up getting clean? Like what'd you do for that? Like, did you cold turkey it? Did you get on to
So
subs?
I
Like, what's the deal with that?
so I cold turkeyed it a couple of times
Uh huh.
and I relapsed.
Right. Okay.
I relapsed almost instantly after I had been. I went to detox twice. Um, but when I got back and just not having the information,
Yeah. Yeah. So what happened after? Oh, I think you're frozen a little bit. There you go. Oh wait, no, you're back now. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So,
Well, I
but
was
yeah,
saying,
so what you said you
yeah,
were in
it
the
takes,
detox a couple times.
yeah. So what I didn't know was, post acute withdrawal symptoms, which is
Oh,
which is called pause,
yep,
right? And
yep,
that is basically when you're clean, your brain produces regular serotonin, right? Which is what makes you happy. When you start taking these opioids over and over and over, and then get into that heavy stuff, that's heroin and fentanyl, you just completely rewire your brain for a while. And what I didn't know was it takes a long time. You get through the first initial withdrawals, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so happy I got clean and all this and that, and then next week you just relapse again, and you're like,
yep. I know exactly what you're talking about,
and
bro.
that happened
Yeah.
to me so many times.
What about did you ever get like any type of legal trouble? Like, have you ever been arrested over this shit? Like over your addiction? Like, have you ever been caught by the cops and got put in jail for something, possession or something
I've,
like that?
I've had a lot of fear.
Selling.
I thank God I've never been arrested for any of this, because I mean,
That's good.
in my teens, I was really bad, bro. Like I started out hanging out with a really wrong group, trying ecstasy. I wouldn't do it like I do dope, like it wasn't a big thing for me. But once in a while, and drinking and stuff like that, and by the time I was 22, I had already been to jail 5 times.
Uh,
I never did any time. I just did the most I did was a week in county, but that was easy work, because you don't really withdrawals off. You don't really have withdrawals off that drug unless you do it recreationally, like every single
right.
day. And then another one for me that took a while. I had a psychiatrist that put me on Xanax, but yeah, like I was saying, I was on the Xanax for a year. Um, and sure enough, I didn't think nothing of it. Doctor said it's fine. You have anxiety, you have a little bit of anxiety. You just need this maybe for a year, or and then we'll get you off of it. And that's the first thing I asked the doctor was, am I gonna get addicted? Like, am I gonna when I stop this? Am I gonna
Yeah,
get
what they
sick?
say.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. This is not like opioids or anything like that, brother. I'm telling you, I was up for 3 days. It was bad.
Yeah, I know. I've been through it, bro. It's horrible. I already know it. Yep.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
So, are you? What do you? You don't use absolutely anything. Is that what you're saying right now?
I'm on Suboxone right now.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right. Well, what dose are you at now?
So I take the 1.5 strips a day. That's
Okay.
the dose that keeps me good. It keeps me without any cravings at all.
Yep.
Um, and it actually lets my brain heal. I ran into this really good doctor that was really knowledgeable about these things and
Yeah.
really cared about his patients. And he told me from step 1 to step 10, it's gonna be like this, 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 and that's how it's gonna be. And at first you might not feel well on it. Give it some time. I promise you, it'll work. And then I relapsed a couple times after that too. Like I said, just people have to understand that when you're an opioid addict and you are coming out of it, you have to understand that you have to let your brain heal.
You got any like crazy like stories or anything like that? As far as your addiction, you know what I mean? What got ever got like any kind of close calls or any crazy shit going on?
Oh yeah, man. Precipitated withdrawal. Um,
Yeah.
that's probably the hardest thing I've ever been through. I wouldn't wish it on my best enemy or I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Excuse me. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it is something else, and I've been through it 3 times. Um, and the last time was when I decided that was it. I remember my mother. God bless her heart. My mother took me into the bathroom. She said, "Look at yourself." And I was looking at myself, and I could not be still. My brain, I was from hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to cold. When you go through precipitated withdrawal, what happens is, so your body is used to, and it happens a lot with the fentanyl. Your body's used to the fentanyl, because the fentanyl is kind of like weed. It binds to the fatty cells,
Yeah. Yep.
so it takes a long, so it takes a while to get out of your system. And I took it way too soon. Way too, even though I was in withdrawal, but I still took it way too soon, and boom. And like I said, I was saying, my mother took me to the bathroom. She said, "Look at yourself." I'm like, "Mom, I don't even want to do this right now. Like I feel like I'm dying." And
Mm.
she's like, "You feel like you're dying?" And she said, she said, "You see, if you're gonna end up dead." That's what she told me. And she said, when you die, I am also gonna die because I
Damn.
love you that much. And that really hit me, man.
Yeah.
That
But
really hit
yeah.
me. And this happened on on 3/18 of this year, and
Gotcha.
I haven't looked
Gotcha.
back, man. I really
Good.
haven't
That's
looked back.
what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I feel you on that. I have a very close relationship with my own mother as well, and so yeah, no, I could relate to that. That's what's up, bros. Damn.
Yeah.
What's up with the name the Game Bread?
So game bread, man. So I've been doing martial arts since I was a kid. So the game bread is a used term name in Miami for fighting dogs, right?
Hmm.
So one of my favorite fighters, his name is Game Bread Masvidal, which I know and have a relationship with him. He has millions and millions and millions of followers, and he I'm talking to him one day, and I was like, this was years ago, in my 20s. And talking to him, I was like, man, I really like your nickname. Can I take it? And he was like, you got to fight me for it, bro. you know, and I'll let you know if you're a game bred. You know, if you got that dog in you, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
got
sure
you.
enough, man, like I got my butt beat, I got my ass beat, but I didn't quit at all, man. He hit me with some solid shots.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to look him up as a fighter, like I said, his name is Jorge Masvidal. Um, he's one of the UFC's biggest star. Um, and I'm good. I'm happy to have a close relationship with him. And he after the fight, he was like, "Yeah, go on, man. You could use it too." You know. So
I feel it. That's what's up. Word,
yeah,
dude. Word, word.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's
That's
what's
one of
up.
the hobbies that I want to get back into, man. I feel like a lot of years of my life has been wasted on drugs, and
Yes. Yeah.
I definitely want to get back on the hobbies that I used to do because as addicts, we also have to understand this very important thing. You cannot once you get clean or whatever, you cannot keep doing the same thing and
No, yeah,
expect a different
definitely.
result. You can't.
I don't know. Is there anything you got any questions for me or anything like that, or like
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple of questions for you,
for
bro.
real?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right.
So how long have you been clean?
Since about March, my last, so I had a little slip up, right, and it was
Right,
in
I heard,
March
I
of,
seen it.
yeah, March of 2021 or whatever.
Okay.
And so that was the last day I ever used. I had a slip up on that day, and I used like, I think I can't even really remember because I took Xanax, and then like I took a Xan and got all barred out, and after that it led to me, going out and using a little bit, and I think I used like almost a whole gram, honest to God, like
Oh,
somehow, and on top of Suboxone and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know, but it was pretty crazy. Anyways, thankfully it was just that one day. I mean, like I caught myself, immediately, and I was thankfully able to hop back onto the subs. You know what I mean? And so like, yeah, but no, yeah, ever since about March of 2021, I can't remember the exact day, but yeah, it was like March 2021, I believe. Yeah.
at that time, so you were a smoker, right?
Yeah, I smoked the heroin. Yeah, correct.
You smoked, and it was black tar, and you thought it was heroin, but it was really fentanyl, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So let me ask you another question. Do you think that the non-active ingredient in Suboxone, which is naloxone, which is what brings people back to life,
Uh huh.
you doing a gram that day, but still doing your Suboxone, do you think that saved your life?
It might have. I mean, I think so, bro. Because like, and it's actually, well, supposedly it's not the naloxone. It's actually the buprenorphine. They say that the naloxone doesn't even actually get absorbed correctly, through that route. So it's actually the buprenorphine that's so attached to your receptors that it blocks other opioids. You know what I mean? And
Right,
I think, yeah, I
right.
did. I think it might have. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But the naloxone is there also for misuse
for
and
misuse of
and and
IV.
for if you try to overdose on Suboxone or something, it'll actually reach a ceiling effect, and and then the naloxone is also on there, so people won't inject it.
Right, right, right. Yeah, the bupe has the ceiling and then the naloxones. Yeah, exactly. So you can't inject because it's only really active IV, from what I understand. Yeah, yeah.
I got one more question, bro, or maybe one or two, but I don't know how much time you have, but so what was your scariest experience ever on drugs?
Scariest experience ever was probably my time. The time that I had two of them. I probably the time where I went to the emergency room. I literally just made a video about it too. Like when I thought my heart, like I thought I was gonna have a heart attack one time because I was doing meth, and it was so bad that like I just was doing it like on top of this chest pain, and I was like having all this anxiety, and I waited a long time before I got any help, and like I was sitting there with this chest pain for hours, and just like sitting on the phone with somebody, thinking that it was gonna go away. And it was all because of the amphetamines and shit. And when I went to the emergency room and they tested my blood, they told me I actually had heart damage because of that shit. So like that was a real scary thing. And then what else? Another scary one was whenever I did a cotton shot one time, way back when I was probably 16 years
what is
old.
a cotton shot? Because I've always snorted it all the time.
Yeah, a
Whenever I
cotton
got it.
shot is when like you fucking basically a cotton shot is when you take your old cottons, right? Because whenever you cook up and you shoot something, um, you use like a either some people use like a cigarette butt, like they'll cut it, or like I use like a piece of cotton ball, like a little tiny piece of a Q-tip cotton ball. Anyways,
Okay.
you'll use that to filter out your drug, you know, before you inject it, so that way you don't have solids, hopefully. And so, anyways, you can save these up, and when you have enough saved up, like you know, and you run out of your stuff, people will cook these down and inject the cotton. It's called a cotton shot. And so, or what comes out of the cotton is called a cotton shot. Anyways, so I did this, and when I did, it actually something weird happened. My vision totally blacked out for a second, and my hearing went out for a second. I don't know what happened. Like I think I literally, it felt like I poisoned myself with something. Like I injected something that just really wasn't supposed to go in my bloodstream. I don't know what it was. It didn't get me. It didn't even like really get me high. It was like a weird effect, very strange, something I'd never felt before, and it didn't go away for almost 2 days. It was the weirdest thing, bro. I can't even explain it. I felt like I was
And this
like,
was the amphetamines or
no, this is opiates like heroin. Yeah,
the black
yeah,
tar. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. So
100%.
let me ask you one last question, Daniel. So let's say somebody, and I know this because you've helped a lot of people go from fentanyl or heroin
Oh,
to
yes,
the
yeah, Bernie's method. Yeah,
to Suboxone with the Bernice method.
correct.
Um, so let's say that person goes into precipitated withdrawal, right?
Uh-huh. They won't. That's the reason why you do that.
Right. But let's say somebody just takes it off rip and goes into the precipitated withdrawal. I know with the Bernice method they won't. They'll still
Uh-huh.
feel really uncomfortable, but they won't go through that
Yeah,
precipitated
yeah.
withdrawal. But let's just put it like a fentanyl addict up the street coming in.
And you just took one.
And
I got you. What do you do?
what do you think
Bro,
would be
there's
the
nothing.
follow up to that?
Dude, there's not much you can do, honestly. There's really not, unfortunately, dude. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do, that's why you want to avoid it as much as you can, because there's
Yeah,
literally
yeah, yeah,
nothing. There's nothing you can do. You have to
yeah.
wait it
Because
out, and it's a good 12 hours of pure hell. And not to mention, it's once you go to precipitated withdrawal, you're now in withdrawal. Okay, so it doesn't just go away. It's just the intensity will just go down, but you're still going to be
yeah,
full blown withdrawal for another week. So
yeah.
there's not much you can do at that point. But once you do go into precipitated withdrawal, the Suboxone will start to work pretty quickly after that. But a lot of people would much rather avoid that. But yeah, you can sort of rapidly do it like that, but you don't. It's super uncomfortable and it's actually deadly. It can be dangerous, so not recommended whatsoever. But yeah, no,
When I
there's
went
nothing you can
through,
do.
yeah, like with me, when I went through precipitated withdrawal, it actually lasted 24 hours of precipitated withdrawal. I
Whew,
remember I was up
yeah.
for 2 days straight, and I started hallucinating with my eyes. Um, and then it took me about a week. I would still do the Suboxone every day. And every time I took a sub, it got a little bit better. I also made sure to hydrate myself with the right things. Make sure to even because when you're in that withdrawal, you're not hungry. You're just
No,
in
not at all.
pain and agony. I mean, there's nothing in the world that will make you feel better unless you go and pick up a gap. And
Correct.
that's what we don't want people.
Like I said, thank you for coming on the channel and spending your time, for the interview and everything, because it does mean a lot to me that you come on. People want to hop on the channel, everything. That's crazy. So thank you for that. Like I said, And yeah, like I don't know, do you have any social media accounts that you would like to have people follow you? I don't know, do you have like an Instagram or something like that, or any kind of thing like that?
Um. Uh. Yeah. So when the video drops, I'll you'll see me under GameBread13, and then I'll put my social media links on there. It's always a good time when two people that have gone through a lot can get together and have our
Yeah, no, 100%. It's good.
disaster. I
Yep.
mean, I can't think about the shit that I've done. But it's just great to be where I'm at right now, and thank you for having me, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, we'll have to do it again sometime. And yeah, absolutely. For
Yes,
all the
sir.
viewers out there, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments down below, and then hit the post notification bell for more videos. Thank you all for watching, everybody, and peace out.
Peace
Later.
out. I just want to say one last thing.
What's up?
The Daniel has helped me out with a lot, man. Check out his channel. Check out his videos. I never like to tell people hey, like and subscribe and this and that, but I'm telling you, man, if you're an opioid addict and you've gone through this, you're gonna find Daniel to be very helping because he's very knowledgeable on things he speaks about.
I appreciate it. Hell yeah. Later, brother.
All right, later, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. What's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months. All in all, I can't just get enough, I know. What's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months.